Hello, this is Malcolm McDowell. In a world built on stories where heroes rise, villains fall, and meaning hides between the frames, one podcast has dared to explore it all. From galaxies far away to quiet corners of small-town coffee houses, they've sought the truth hidden in pop culture's pulse. The laughter, the light, and the lessons buried beneath the spectacle. This is Pop Culture Pastor.
Pop Culture Pastor.
All right, Cody. I heard that you were helping Donna Kelsey refurbish her house.
Renovate
her house.
Yes.
That's the joke right now, apparently.
I mean, I have lived through a lot of things, Dave. Mm-hmm. Y2K, several wars, 9/11, COVID.
So dramatic.
And this is on the list.
I love he's like, I've lived through several wars. He's like, we lost a lot of good men out there. Like Cody is like that meme, the Apocalypse Now meme with the guy with the, yeah.
Yes, that is me.
I just figured I'd start off with that because it was something that was happening yesterday online and it was kind of funny.
TMZ was trying to sabotage that moment, though.
I mean, they know what they're doing.
Well, when they reported it, I don't think they realized how big it was going to blow up in meme culture. But then they tried to get in on it, and it's like, no, you started it, and you keep your hands away. Laissez-faire this.
Do you think people working for TMZ, they know? Like, you know that you're the worst if you're working for TMZ, right? You just cash that fat check, and you're like, you got to stuff it down deep inside.
I mean, if they need a podcast consultant.
Cody's like looking for work.
Get my side hustle on.
The whole TMZ crew is sitting there in that like newsroom or whatever it is, talking about which celebrity they're going to stalk. There's Cody in his cardigan. I don't think that's very nice. That's my Cody impersonation, by the way.
Spot on.
Thank you. Hey, this is Pop Culture Pastor, the podcast. My name's Dave. Cody is here.
Present as always.
We've also got Jackson, Geek Jackson in the house.
Jupe.
And Geek Brian John is here. Long time no see, Brian.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
What you been up to besides letting your hair grow?
Yeah, just letting the hair grow all different directions and building websites. That's what I do.
Brian looks like he's trying out for that Rambo prequel.
I'm really trying to be Cousin It in the next next reboot.
I'm just jealous because my hair doesn't grow like that anymore. So yeah, we got a fun episode this time. It's a ListBuster. So I figured we wouldn't have any news items today other than that brief little intro, but we will play the movie game.
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
You're always ready. Didn't you win last week?
No, it was a tiebreaker, and then I lost.
That's right. Jackson won.
Because of a movie that no one really likes.
So says you. Someone likes it.
It's usually pretty safe to say Jackson won, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. My mistake. Okay. Brian, you are the newest guest. So I'll go over the rules once again. I'm holding in my hand 3 movie profiles from Rotten Tomatoes. One of a bad movie, one of a mediocre movie, and one of a certified fresh movie. Which one would you like to try and solve?
I will take the good movie, please.
Okay, so we're going the good movie. Level 1, you get the year and the critic score. This was certified fresh at 83% in 2001.
Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
It's a good guess, but nope, that's not it. We go to the second build actor in level 2, who is Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
Pearl Harbor?
Ooh, good guess. Is he in Pearl Harbor? No.
Bad guess, though.
Bad guess. Cody also guessed poorly. Third level audience score is 80%. So about the same, 83% to 80%. 2001 movie, second build actor, Matt Damon.
2001, Matt Damon.
No.
So you got to just guess another Matt Damon movie.
Yeah.
Which is better than the normal place you be in. These guys over here are just guessing away and guessing wrong.
Good Will Hunting. I don't know. Move on to the next one.
It is not Good Will Hunting.
I think I'm right.
No, you're still wrong. Level 4, the top billed actor of this 2001 movie at 83%, George Clooney. George Clooney and Matt Damon.
Ocean's 11?
It is Ocean's 11. Well done, Brian. Bet y'all feel dumb, don't you?
Dogma should have been.
All those guesses.
I was about to be sad. I was like, oh, at least they weren't getting it over there quite as fast.
I'm going to have to look at Dogma because it'd be interesting to see who was top billed in that movie. I would assume it would have been Matt Damon, not Ben Affleck.
Alanis Morissette.
Not Alanis Morissette. Okay, Jackson. Brian solved level 4, which is pretty standard. It's a pretty standard showing.
Nothing special. Nothing special.
Would you here we go with this question: mediocre or trash? Which one are you solving?
Dave.
Put him in the trash where he
Trash.
belongs.
We are going to the trash. This is Jackson's area. Level 1 year in critic score. It's a 38%, so not as trashy as you'd usually like it, I think, Jackson. 38% movie came out in 2006.
Level 2.
Second billed actor, this is gold. Zachary Ty Bryan. Do you remember who Zachary Ty Bryan is?
Very appropriate for the episode.
I don't remember.
He
his
was in the
film
news
career.
recently.
Actually, wait. I think I got this.
Uh-oh.
Is it The Rage Carry 2?
It is not The Rage Carry 2. That's an amazing guess, though.
Okay.
Level 3, the audience score, 69%. Audiences loved it in comparison. For this 2006 movie, 38%, 69 audience score. Starring Zachary Ty Bryan.
Let's go level 4.
Level 4, the top billed actor. I think Jackson may have run into his match here with this trash movie. Top billed actor, Lucas Black. This is a tough one.
Well,
All right.
I can go a Lucas Black movie and say Tokyo Drift.
It is Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. What a poll.
Well done.
What
How
a
was
poll.
Regular Bow Wow, not second build in that. Or first for that.
Regular
Regular
Bow
size.
Wow.
Medium Bow Wow.
Oh, the pressure's on.
So, Cody,
I'm stuck with the middle stuff.
level 4 is doable, though. For the tie, you can pull out the 3-way tie here.
Okay. Pirates of the Caribbean. Let's go.
Level 1. The year is 2000 for a critic score of 69%.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
It is not Pirates of the Caribbean. The second billed actor is Willem Dafoe.
Spider-Man.
Good guess, but no, it is not Spider-Man. The audience score, 85%. So it goes up from the critic score. Guess another Willem Dafoe movie for the win.
I don't think I can.
Top billed actor, level 4, Christian Bale. Christian Bale, 2000, 69%, 85% audience score, Willem Dafoe.
American Psycho.
It is American Psycho. We have a 3-way tie. This is a first. A first time ever.
I forgot Willem Dafoe was in that. I haven't watched it forever.
So we go to the tiebreaker. I am pulling.
Oh, now we have to share the mic awkwardly.
I will just go through them here. And the first one to get the correct answer, you get one guess at every level. Level 1, the year and the critic score, 73% in 2006.
Pirates of the Caribbean 2.
No.
Lord of the Rings 3.
No. No guess from Brian.
Skip.
Level 2, second billed actor, Hugo Weaving. Hugo Weaving.
The Matrix.
It is not The Matrix.
Dark City.
It is not Dark City. Oh, man.
Oh, no. I know
V
what
for
it is.
Vendetta.
It is V for Vendetta. Jackson reigns supreme.
I was on the episode with V for Vendetta. I did the
was
podcast.
too. And as soon as I said Dark City, I was like, no, it's V for Vendetta.
Cody saying I was also on that podcast might be the most hilarious thing ever.
I remember he
wasn't
was
on
here.
that podcast.
That's upsetting.
Yeah.
This is why I don't like sharing a mic.
That didn't matter.
It throws me off my game.
Cody can't focus.
I can't.
All right. That was fun.
That was
a little
tragic.
fun intro and movie game. Now it's time for the main event. It is a ListBusters episode. We're busting Paste Magazine's list of the top 20 sitcoms when we come back. All right, Cody, it's list busting time.
It is.
We're ready to bust you. I don't know. I try to work in some Ghostbusters references here.
Is it because I chose this list?
Cody, where did you find this list? And do you remember Paste Magazine? Because I don't.
I scoured the interwebs and came across this. This claims to be a magazine. It sounds legit.
Yeah, so what we have is the Paste Magazine top 20 sitcoms
Of the 90s.
of the 90s. And this is it's by Garrett Martin and the Paste staff. Came out in 2024. Do we know what Paste Magazine is? It looks like they're related to AV Club and Jezebel. It does seem like it is a more progressive, judging by the writing and their choices, that maybe they're millennial and a little bit more progressive in thought. There are certain absences on this list that make me think they're progressive.
So I took it more as they were more artsy because there's a couple choices towards the top five, honestly. Top five yells, you had to have watched that show and you had to be a thinking man to like it.
I thought that just went without saying. Do you know conservative hipsters?
I do.
Really? Interesting. Jackson just motioned to Cody like, yes. All right. Would you call yourself a conservative millennial hipster?
That's too many adjectives.
Can I mention that you're wearing a cardigan right now
I am.
and rimmed glasses?
I would describe Cody as more of a moderate myself in his worldview. But then again, we don't really get into worldview much here on Pop Culture Pastor.
I view the world.
I do that. So yeah, this list is very interesting, and we'll get into that, and you'll see that. So we have myself, Cody, Jackson, Geek Jackson is playing, and Geek Brian John is playing. So we have four guys. We all have 5 items at our disposal: a rocket, which moves the selection up 5; a sniper, which moves the selection down 5; a nuke, which completely bombs a selection off the list; a recast, which switches the selection with anything off the list of our choice; and the switcheroo, which switches 2 selections on the list. So that is the items at our disposal. And basically, if you've never listened to ListBusters before, what we're going to do is we're going to go through this from 20 all the way up, and we'll go in order. We'll say what we want to say about each show, if it's special to us, if it's not special to us, and then we'll use our items and wreck this list and remake it in Pop Culture Pastor's image.
This list is perfect as is.
I'm thinking that's not going to hold up.
Could not say that with a straight face, but
This list is interesting, but you'll see that as we go along. So I guess there's nothing really left to do but to start it off. Brian, you are the newest guest, so we'll start with you. Number 20 on Paste Magazine's 20 Best Sitcoms of the 90s is a little show called Will and Grace. Paste says it's a landmark show for gay representation. It's a New York sitcom that took familiar rom-com friendship beats and made them feel sharper, faster, and more culturally important. They point to the cast chemistry, the rat-a-tat dialogue, and its status as both a pivotal series and a genuinely fun watch. Basically, to sum up, yes, it's sitcom comfort food, but historically significant comfort food with Emmy hardware falling out of its pockets. Brian, what's your feelings on Will and Grace?
I have to admit, Will and Grace is not a show that I've ever consumed. It's not really for me. It's not aimed at me necessarily. And with both Jackson and...
What do you mean by me? Like middle America dude?
like as young as I was when the show was airing,
Yeah.
it just was over my head a little bit. Some of the shows in the 90s, the ones we'll get to on the list later, I saw on reruns or they were later 90s, so I was a little bit older, but Will and Grace totally missed me. And with both Jackson and Cody in the room ready to mess this list up, I'm going to save my items for a little while.
Okay.
I won't be taking any actions here.
Yeah. So, all right. Jackson, Will, and Grace.
I feel, as you mentioned, it's culturally significant. Probably a little low, but I see in the article where it's referenced most of its run was in 2000s. So to their being particular about how much of the 90s it took up, I'm not going to use anything.
Okay. Yeah. Cody, will you be using an item on Will and Grace?
The show that introduced me to Harry Connick Jr.
Was Harry Connick in this show?
Oh, a lot.
Okay, good.
And Megan Mullally and Leslie Jordan. We don't want to forget him as well. This show was funny. I'm not going to do anything with it yet.
Okay. Yeah. Like Brian said, clearly wasn't aimed at me, especially at that age. And I don't know if that says more about the show or more about me. I'm afraid to ask. But my wife loved it growing up, and I've seen some episodes. It's truly funny, and I see why it would be on this list. And yeah, I think it belongs on this list, so I'm going to leave it as well. And that takes us to Jackson, to number 19, the first one on this list where I'm like, say what now? Red Dwarf. Red Dwarf. You heard of Red Dwarf, Jackson?
I have not, so I'm going to let Cody go.
Pace Magazine says this British cult classic started as a cheap little BBC fluke and somehow evolved in one of the weirdest and most inventive sitcoms ever made. Its sci-fi premise kept expanding, its ambition kept growing, and it turned a goofy setup into something surprisingly expansive and durable. Translation: what if a sitcom got stranded in space, got really nerdy, and somehow became beloved for decades? That's the story of Red Dwarf. I guess if you're a Brit. Cody, have you heard of Red Dwarf? Jackson doesn't want to use anything on it.
Yeah, I've heard of Red Dwarf. I haven't watched it. So I will recast it for us.
Oh,
you guys are welcome.
Wow, okay.
I will bite the bullet.
That sounds crazy.
And give me the Drew Carey Show. Maybe one of the best intro music numbers.
Cleveland rocks.
Ohio. Super fun. And it solidified who Drew Carey was for me. Of course, you have Diedrich Bader in it. Krista Miller, who is in Shrinking. If you haven't watched or listened to our watch-alongs, we're currently watching Shrinking. Ryan Stiles, John Carroll Lynch, Craig Ferguson, and Caitlin Olsen was on it. Kate Walsh. This show had everybody, and it was funny. It launched Whose Line Is It Anyway, basically.
The dude from The Price is Right?
Yeah, the dude from The Price is Right.
It's so weird to remember that, like, oh yeah, Drew Carey was a sitcom star. Ex-military guy, right? He was in the military because he wore the military glasses.
I just thought he was trying to be cool.
No. So, all right. So Cody uses this recast early. Red Dwarf gone. The Drew Carey Show in at number 19. Why? Because we're American, darn it. And so that means number 19, The Drew Carey Show, comes to me. And I'm good with it. Drew Carey Show is a staple. And I didn't watch it religiously, but I watched it occasionally, and it was funny. And I think it belongs. Brian?
I totally agree. I love the Drew Carey Show. It's very funny. It was a little bit too mature for me to be watching when it was on, but I still appreciated it. Just kind of against the rules of my parents, if that makes sense.
Weren't they all?
I do appreciate the recast, though. I had considered recasting one BBC show for another, Mr. Bean, the series.
Oh, yeah.
Most people just know the skits and the sketches, but there actually was one season of in the
an actual
1990s
show.
of Mr. Bean in Britain and on BBC.
Oh, wow.
So I had actually tossed around the idea of swapping this one.
Okay. All right. I would have gone with it.
But
I remember the HBO, like when HBO aired Mr. Bean, and those were the skits.
Yep.
But yeah. All right, Cody. Now we're back to you. Number 18 is a show called Everybody Loves Raymond. Pace Magazine calls this the definitive family marriage sitcom of its era. Never flashy, never revolutionary, but always reliable, relatable, and built on strong performances. They especially shout out Brad Garrett and Doris Roberts as the real secret sauce behind all the suburban irritation and passive-aggressive suffering. In other words, They think that this show is the equivalent of Meatloaf. Not exciting, but if done right, it still slaps.
I was going to say Peter Boyle does a whole lot of carrying of the show.
Yeah, I do like them singling out Brad Garrett and Doris Roberts, but it seems like the whole supporting cast was pretty bonkers good.
Yes. You tell me Ray Romano, and I'm like, And then you throw in all this cast, and it's like, well, at times everybody loves Raymond, but at other times they really hate Raymond. And so it became a funny show that if it was on, I'd watch it. So I'm good with it.
Everybody Loves Raymond is like the first sitcom that gives me a real view of what marriage should look like.
Yep.
Because like the Cosby Show, the things that were like big in the 80s, it seemed like that everything was just peachy most of the time. And they work things out. Like Raymond's wife gets mad at him a lot for real things because Raymond's an idiot. She bears with him well, and he bears with her. And this sitcom was good at that. And I'm not doing anything with it either. I think it belongs on the list. Maybe a little bit higher, but I'm not ready to use an item yet. Brian?
I totally agree. Everybody Loves Raymond had a benefit that was all the characters were super believable, and everybody had their turn kind of being in the spotlight at different times. They all kind of, sometimes Ray was the protagonist, sometimes Brad Garrett was the protagonist, sometimes, Deborah was really carrying the story, and everybody has done a bad Ray Romano impression of Deborah once in a while. So I love it. Let's keep it there.
Jackson. Everybody Loves Raymond at 18.
I too love Raymond. Let's keep it there.
Yeah, we are unanimous in our love of Raymond. Number 17 comes to me. Pace Magazine has a show called Daria. Pace says that Daria was the defining show for late 90s teens who were too sarcastic to smile and too exhausted to explain why. Oh, those poor late 90s teens. It perfectly captured slacker cynicism, post-grunge malaise, their word, not mine, and that specific teenage feeling of staring into the void while watching junk TV. Basically, if your personality in high school was eye roll and then this was your scripture. And please allow me to say goodbye as I nuke it into oblivion. Oh. Daria does not belong on this list. Overrated show. Take your depressive millennial junk and get it out of here.
Shall we play a game?
All right, I'm sorry about that. I just want to apologize. I may have been a little hard on it, but
not harsh enough.
It doesn't belong on this list, Cody. So everyone moves up one. Everybody Loves Raymond to 17. Drew Carey Show up one. Will and Grace up one. And now we have a new show on the list. And at number 20 is a show called Married with Children. Married with Children, which was a huge show on Fox and subverted a lot of tropes and belongs on this list. Even higher, if I might say so myself. But that's where it's at for now.
It has another person from Shrinking. Ted McGinley.
Yeah, who really improves the show when he gets on it, by the way. So now to you, Brian, is at number 17. Everybody Loves Raymond again.
Still loving Raymond.
Jackson, still loving Raymond.
Raymond is still loved.
And now Cody.
This is tragic, but okay.
What's it, tragic? Oh, Daria?
Everyone loved Daria.
No, that is not true. That is patently untrue.
I support the nuke.
All right, Brian. We move to number 16. At number 16 is a show called Friends. Paste says Friends was an absolute cultural machine, and its strength was the clarity of the characters more than the originality of the storytelling. Everybody knew these archetypes, everybody watched, and the show's reach extended from ratings to fashion to basic cultural oxygen. It was so huge, it made having a haircut feel like a pop culture event. That's insane power. And yet, they rank it so low. They say those things about it, and they rank it so low. So Friends at 16, Brian. What do you think about Friends?
I have never understood the infatuation with Friends, but I cannot...
Blasphemy.
I cannot discount the fact that I know that it was a cultural zeitgeist phenomenon. It ran for 10 seasons or 10 years. I know people love Friends. It's just not my cup of tea. Just because I respect the list and the sanctity that Friends probably belongs on it, but just not this high for me, I'd like to snipe it down 5 spots.
Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you. Thank you.
That just happened.
Doing the Lord's work.
I never shot nobody I didn't have to.
I can't believe that just happened. Friends off the list, replaced by an animated staple, not Daria, an animated staple called South Park. So Brian snipes Friends completely off the list. Jackson, to you, is number 16 now. Everybody Loves Raymond.
It's getting complicated with Raymond, but let's keep going.
Cody.
You know, I enjoy where Raymond's at.
Okay. Yep. I have no qualms about Raymond, as we've already pointed out. So now we go to Jackson at number 15. We're moving up. I'm very sad about Friends. Martin. Number 15. Pace Magazine says Martin was Fox's urban Detroit counterpunch to NBC's slick prestige comedy machine. Built around Martin Lawrence's swagger, chaos, and soft center bluster, it mattered culturally, was massively popular with black audiences, and gave network TV a different comedic energy than what the white bread networks were serving up. Their phrase, not mine. So, translation. This wasn't just a sitcom. It was attitude with a theme song. Jackson, where are you at with Martin at number 15?
Martin's not something I've seen religiously. It was more of a show that I was told was important, so I've seen some episodes. I don't have a strong opinion on it one way or the other. I've never really seen what most people did in Martin Lawrence, but I'm going to leave it alone.
All right. Cody?
I almost want to switch it to number 1, but no, I won't do that. No, I enjoyed Martin. Tisha Campbell is great. I always enjoy whenever Garrett Morris is in something.
Like, listen, Martin's iconic. The theme song's iconic. Everything about Martin was iconic. I loved Martin.
And we get Bad Boys because of it.
Like, honestly, Fox couldn't miss in the 90s with their sitcoms. And
It's true.
This was up there, and I loved Martin. Brian?
Yep, I'd like to leave Martin right where it's at. It was a cultural touchstone for a lot of friends of mine. They've told me that they grew up watching Martin almost as religiously as I've watched some of these other shows on the show. So I think it's really good where it's at.
All right. Now we're going to move on. But first,
What's that sound? Do you hear it?
it's time for the syndication save. Cody, are you surprised?
What's happening with my turn?
You still get your turn. This is coming in the middle of it. Now we have random events sometimes.
I don't know how I feel about this.
The
David.
syndication save, one omitted sitcom just found new life in reruns and is crashing the list. And I will now spin the wheel to see which one of you gets a totally free mover-upper of a sitcom not on the list. Are you ready?
Whoa.
Here we go. The syndication save moment. It is going to be Cody. Cody, you get one free sitcom just moved up into the number, 14 spot? Is that where we're at?
Yes.
Yeah. Before your turn. This does not count as your turn.
Oh, sweet niblets. Let me
Syndication save.
pull this up. Now I am all about these random moments.
Yeah, I thought he would be.
I disliked them a little bit more than I did a second ago.
Wings.
Wings.
Yes.
Tell us about Wings. Why does Wings deserve to be on this list?
Tony Shalhoub. Actually,
AKA
a lot more.
That's it? That's all you got?
A lot more than that. This show was on like every morning before school, like on USA. So I watched it like at a weird time when it wasn't like being aired live. We have Thomas Hayden Church,
Yep. Great actor.
Steven Weber,
That guy.
a bunch of other characters that are memorable.
You're not even going to name the other main guy?
Nope.
It's Tim Daly.
Yeah. He's not-
The brother of one Tyne Daly of Cagney and Lacey? How dare you, sir?
Is he related to Carson Daly?
He is not. He is
But
not related
Wings
to
was
Carson
funny.
Daly.
And like if you needed a good laugh, and Thomas Hayden Church's character was like just this lovable idiot that was a mechanic. And I'm like, I need more Wings. So Wings to the moon.
All right. So now it is your turn to go first. With Wings at 15, would you like to use anything on it?
You know what? I want to save it. We'll snipe it.
I never shot nobody. I didn't have to.
Wait, what?
Move it down 5 to keep it on the list.
This is the weirdest thing ever. All right, Cody's going to snipe his own syndication save.
You could have just added a better sitcom.
So Wings moves down to 20. Cody, I think you might be overthinking all this.
No, I'm not, because Jackson or Brian or you would have sniped it or nuked it or switched it, so I saved it.
The paranoia of ListBusters is at an all-time high, y'all. So, yeah, number 15 to me now is Martin. I already called it iconic. I'm not doing anything with it. Brian?
Ditto.
Jackson?
Leave it be.
All right, so it goes to me at number 14 with a show called Sports Night. Paste Magazine says Aaron Sorkin's sports media dramedy was full of promise, wit, and future greatness, but got yanked around by network expectations before it could fully become itself. Once the laugh track faded and the Sorkinisms took over, you could see the better version trying to emerge. Basically, it's what if Sorkin made a great show while ABC kept asking if it could be more normal? I would know. I was not a fan of Sports Night. I saw a couple episodes. I thought it was all right, but it wasn't my cup of tea. I'm tempted to do something, but I'm just going to leave it because I don't feel strongly enough either way. Brian, were you a fan of Sports Night?
I have not seen Sports Night, and I don't have strong enough opinions to use an item on it. I've heard that, it kind of struggled to find its voice over its seasons because sometimes it was a straight parody of, Sports Center on ESPN or something like that, and in some cases it wasn't. The only thing that really stood out to me was that it was created by Aaron Sorkin, who made like The Social Network and a whole bunch of other like great movies and shows. So I assume there's good writing there, but yeah, I can't do anything with it right now.
Yeah, it's like out of respect to Aaron Sorkin, I'm not going to bomb it. But Jackson, what do you got at number 14? Sports Night.
I did not know Sports Night was a thing until tonight, so no opinion one way or the other. No item needed.
Millennials. Cody?
I'm doing nothing with it.
All right. We go to the round of 13 now. Brian will lead off this round. We have number 13, Sex in the City. Pace Magazine says this show was flawed, frustrating, and often blind to race, class, and sexuality in ways that haven't aged gracefully, but still undeniably groundbreaking. It helped push female agency, women-centered storytelling into the mainstream with humor, boldness, and a ton of very memorable chaos. I guess they haven't heard of the Golden Girls. Messy, yes. Important, also yes. And Samantha still walked away with the belt. Brian, number 13. Is Sex in the City a sitcom?
No comment. For me, my upbringing, I was not allowed to watch Sex in the City, and I thought that there would be like big secrets revealed if you ever did watch an episode of Sex in the City. I do not think that this was the case. But all that said, I will not use an item on this one.
Jackson, what say you?
Overrated. Snipe it.
All right, he's going to snipe it.
I never shot nobody. I didn't have to.
Jackson snipes Sex in the City down to number 18. That moves Sports Night up to number 13 for Cody.
Sports Night's still Sports Night. So I'm going to leave it.
I'm going to use an item. I can't let it go. I'm going to use my switcheroo, and I'm going to take Sports Night off the list and put Friends back on.
Item off the list?
Oh, I'm sorry. Recast.
Okay.
That sounds crazy.
Thank you, David. You're doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, I'm recasting, not switcherooing. I'm recasting Friends, taking Sports Night off the list, and now we're back to a new turn. I was the last person on that turn. So we go to number 12. Jackson, number 12 is a show called Living Single. Paste Magazine says Living Single was one of the coolest, funniest, and most stylish black sitcoms of the decade, powered by cast chemistry, sharp writing, and the lived-in perspective of creator Yvette Lee Bowser. It allowed 6 blacks 20-somethings figuring out life, or followed 6 blacks 20-somethings figuring out life and love in Brooklyn, and did it with a voice that still feels fresh. This is the point in the list where people start saying, wait, wasn't Friends just the gentrified remix of this show? That was from them. That's fair, I think. Jackson, Living Single. Are you a fan?
I'm going to take their word for it and leave it alone.
When they say things like it was the coolest, funniest black sitcom of the decade, I'm just like, all right, are we just going to not recognize Hanging with Mr. Cooper? Or then I'm afraid, I'm like, is that just because I was uncool and just didn't know any better? But I thought Living Single was good. I just liked Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Were you the only one that hung with Mr. Cooper?
Well, according to the ratings, quite possibly.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper was good. But so was Smart Guy.
Yeah, Smart Guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Taj Mowry.
Oh,
You're just going to walk over Sister's grave like that?
Are we not going to speak the Wayans brothers' names right now?
all right, Cody. Living Single to you, sir, at number 12.
That was a show. I did not watch it.
Dynamite breakdown of the show there, Cody. I'm not going to do anything with Living Single. I feel like it probably belongs in this list. Brian?
Same here. Queen Latifah. I know that people attribute Friends' success to the ground that was paved by Living Single, so I'm respectfully leaving it on the list.
Yeah. All right. We move on to number 11. Cody gets to lead off here with a show called Roseanne. Paste Magazine says, before Roseanne nuked her own legacy in real life, Roseanne was the defining blue-collar sitcom of its era. Grounded, funny, dramatic, and anchored by monsters of talent like John Goodman and Laurie Metcalf, it captured working-class life without turning it into a lecture or a pity party. Basically, a great sitcom with a footnote the size of a meteor crater, according to them. Cody, where do you stand with Roseanne?
Loved Roseanne as a kid. Even when we had Second Becky.
Second Becky?
Like, they were the only show that I was like, okay, we replaced the actress. That's okay.
I forgot about that. And what about Roseanne? Does she tarnish the legacy at all of her show? How does this work for you?
She tarnished it as the show was on.
Yeah,
like,
do we not remember the Star Spangled Banner incident at the All-Star game?
Yeah, like she is who she is and who she was and will be.
Okay, but serious question here. If you allow me to pause the game for a second, because they obviously this factored into their ranking of the show. I assume by what they said that Roseanne might have been higher if it hadn't been for her thing. When do we just allow people to be the people they've proven themselves to be? Her comedy was based on loud proclamations of things, and she routinely said things that people would cringe to. What makes one thing bigger than the last thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, when do we allow space for people to just be who they are?
Honestly, this show being on the list at all, I think, is them trying to allow space for them to be who they are. I mean, if you made this list in the year 2000, I think Roseanne's a top 5.
I also think we have to beg the question that always gets asked is, can we separate the art from the people in the art? You know, do you have to be a good person to make a good show? And does that discredit what was made, right? None of us are great people, but
and also, like, you have to think there's other thespians, if you will, that are a part of this, and the crew and everyone affiliated, that they have their own unique takes, their own unique opinions, and some of them you might agree with, some of them you might not. John Goodman alone, I feel this should be number 3 probably, but
yeah,
I'm going to leave it where it's at.
The thing in question, by the way, is she made a racist tweet, and it was pretty racist. We don't have to talk about that, and I wasn't going to. But, I mean, there was no mistaking its racial equivalent and what she was saying, and it's a bad joke. But, I mean, I guess what I'm saying, too, is, yeah, that sounds like Roseanne Barr. And so, but it was, I mean, they kicked her off her show. They had just done the... they brought it back.
Yeah, they rebooted.
The Connors, I believe.
And it was popular.
Mm-hmm.
It was a popular reboot, and they booted her off it. And it still lasted a few more years after she wasn't on the show anymore. Would they just kill her off?
Yeah, which they had killed off Dan on the regular Roseanne show. So, like, yeah, that happened.
Wait, so John Goodman wasn't even on the show anymore?
No, he's on it. They had Roseanne die of opioid addiction.
Oh, nice. Okay, topical,
yes, but
lovely.
Yeah, no, John Goodman at one point they were divorced, and then like I'm pretty sure they had his funeral on Roseanne while it was still going.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that ended up being a dream because she was a writer or something like that. I didn't really make it to the end of Roseanne, but I feel they tried to do it was all a dream.
Yeah. Well, it's unfortunate because this show probably deserved to be higher. But I totally understand why it gets downgraded because of her legacy. And yeah, like you can't argue with, Laurie Metcalf, John Goodman, who's, I think, one of our greatest comedic living actors, personally. Just saying that. I love John Goodman. But yeah, I'm not going to do anything with it. I feel like it's a hot potato in a way. Like I feel like I could do something if I wanted to make a statement and bomb it or whatever. But instead, I'm just going to leave it alone and not let it blow up in my hands. Brian?
I will keep my hands off of it as well.
And Jackson?
David.
Uh-oh.
In light of what we've already talked about with Roseanne, this was comfort food in the Chauncey home. So we're strapping that rocket.
We're rocketing Roseanne!
Your fellow namesake, David, from Roseanne, Johnny Galecki, and moving it up 5 spots.
Just because you wanted to save Murphy Brown. I see how it is.
Jackson says, controversy? What controversy? Roseanne is a staple of the 90s, and it gets moved up 5 spots to number 6, which means that was the end of that round. So now we just move on. Murphy Brown, we just skip right over. It just gets to get comfortable there in number 11. And we move on to number 10. Number 10, the top 10. And the show, to me, is The Wonder Years. Pace Magazine says The Wonder Years thrived because it understood memory, childhood, and the way adult hindsight can turn ordinary moments into emotional gut punches. Daniel Stern's narration gave it depth, and the show excelled at those moments where you first realize your parents are just people fumbling through life too. This show didn't just make you nostalgic, it made you nostalgic for emotional maturity that you didn't even have yet. I tend to agree with this assessment. I think The Wonder Years was one of the greatest feeling sitcoms ever made. There was just a feeling, even as a kid watching this, you knew it was a special sitcom. And not just because you were in love with Winnie Cooper, which every boy my age was, or every girl was in love with Fred Savage, which
or
I still...
Winnie Cooper.
Or... Yes, I don't want to leave anybody out. So I think The Wonder Years was a great show. I think it definitely belongs in the top 10, and I'm going to leave it there. Brian?
I almost couldn't believe when I was reading through this list that The Wonder Years was in the 90s at all, because it felt like such an old show because of its setting and everything. I watched this show on Nick at Night, and I watched it religiously almost every night when I come home and spend the evening with my family. I'd turn on The Wonder Years and sing along with the theme song and crush on Winnie Cooper and all the stuff that everybody did.
Great theme song, by the way.
Great.
They just took, an old Joe Cocker song, but it's unbelievable. Great.
I didn't even realize that Daniel Stern was the narrator, like the voice. I think it's a fantastic show, and I'm going to riskily just go ahead and rocket that one up because I like it on the list.
These guys in rocketing problematic thespians to the upper echelons.
Danica McKellar is a Canadian treasure. I don't know what you're talking about.
I believe he's speaking of Daniel Stern, who found himself on the wrong side of the law.
Oh, I'm talking about Fred E. Savage.
Oh, also Fred Savage.
Yeah. Daniel, I'm not going to look at that one.
Look, child actors, man, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
So is Ben the Savage that we should hold in high regard?
I don't know, because if you ask the Boy Meets World cast, the rest of them, they don't like Ben because Ben dropped him like a bad habit. So I don't know.
So maybe we're just out on the savages.
Maybe we're just out on all the savages now. I don't know. I need to consult
Randy.
I need to consult like E Network or some experts there. But so Brian rockets up Wonder Years to number 5, and that moves Fresh Prince of Bel-Air into the 10 spot for you, Jackson. Pace Magazine says Fresh Prince took Will Smith from guy trying to stay relevant to full-blown cultural force, using the fish out of water setup to create one of the most durable sitcoms of the decade. It was instantly popular. It's still heavily loved in reruns. And yes, the Carlton is eternal. Also, if your theme song can still unite a random room full of strangers, you've won television. Jackson, what do you think of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
This was a show I think I started watching in middle school when they put it on Nick at Night. And I felt cool, even though I was probably a decade behind the times. But this is something that I kind of have come up in my daily life. I always talk about throwing somebody out like Jazzy Jeff. And
poor Jazz.
Obviously, you have Shredder on there. You've got Hillary. You've got Aisha Tyler, Carlton. So I am going to keep it where it is.
Okay. Cody? Will you be doing anything with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air at number 10?
It has some of the best heartfelt moments, especially with Uncle Phil. I almost feel like doing something with it, but you shenanigans are not using items quick enough, so I'm doing nothing.
All right. It's to me. I'm going to rocket it. I'm going to move it up 5. The Fresh Prince is iconic.
Another problematic actor that we're rocketing up.
What has alternate Aunt Viv done now?
Like, I'm really stretching my mind to be like, oh, I don't know what Alfonso Ribeiro did.
This is terrible Jeffrey slander.
Who's the problematic actor?
The Slap.
Does anybody, okay, real question. Does anybody care about Will Smith in The Slap anymore? Other than maybe Chris Rock.
I care whenever Chris Rock is interviewed about it because it makes me like tune in.
I mean, honestly, we talked a lot about that after it happened on the podcast. But now, 2 years out, I feel it's just like everybody treats Will Smith like the crazy uncle who's been through some really hard stuff. And so he acted out that one time, but we don't talk about it anymore. And we just feel bad for it.
We saw him overcorrect one time. We're not going to push the issue anymore. We're just all going to step away.
It happened once on Thanksgiving, and if we don't talk about it, it didn't happen. Fresh Prince, number 5. Suck it, Cody. All right, Brian, that moves us to... Oh, well, first of all, King of the Hill just gets a free pass at number 10. We don't even get to talk about it, and it moves down to number 10. I'm a little disappointed about that because I don't like that show. But we move to number 9. Number 9 is a show called Get a Life. Pace Magazine says Get a Life is one of the weirdest, most subversive sitcoms ever put on network TV. A Chris Elliott fever dream that mocked sitcom conventions while embracing absurdity before alternative comedy was a normal phrase. It wasn't a hit, but it became a cult favorite for people who like their comedy a little broken in the head. This is where the list starts saying, we're not just ranking what people loved, we're ranking what critics want you to feel smart for loving. Get a Life with Chris Elliott, another subversive Fox sitcom. Where do you stand with Get a Life, Brian?
So I've been known to do some research before these episodes, and things that I don't know, I try to watch as much as I can.
Oh, tell me you went back and watched Get a Life.
I went back and watched Get a Life, and I don't know if I laughed a single time.
No, what?
You can call me dumb. Maybe I'm not getting the point, but I did not enjoy my watch of Get a Life at all.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I hate that I'm going first on this round because I'd like other people to be able to speak on this, but my nuke is like warming up right now, and I'm ready to nuke it off the list.
Nuke!
Shall we play a game?
Look, I'm just going to be honest. That works. I liked Get a Life, but it was weird. It's not everyone's cup of tea. And everything moves up 1.
I tried to look for reasons to like it. Like some people said that he was loosely based off of a Dennis the Menace type character that was all grown up, and he wore striped shirts to prove that he was based on Dennis the Menace. That show was terrible. I didn't understand it at all.
Why do we hate Chris Elliott so much?
He was transformative as the butler from Scary Movie.
I was going to say, I just didn't like his good hand.
It does bring South Park back onto the list at number 20. But now, where we bring you, Jackson, is that number 9 with King of the Hill. Allow me to read the blurb, or what Pace Magazine says about King of the Hill. They say it's one of the strangest and smartest animated sitcoms ever because it made conservative Texas suburbanites into funny, human, recognizable people instead of caricature. Holy Lord, goodness. Pace Magazine went hard in the paint on that one. Hank Hill wasn't cool, but he was decent. That decency made the whole thing work. Basically, they call it a sitcom built on propane, restraint, and the occasional threat to kick your rear. King of the Hill at number 9, Jackson. What are you going to do?
Well, I considered responding in my Boomhauer voice, but I'm not going to do that to the audience.
All right.
I am going to leave it alone. I believe it belongs where it's at.
All right, Cody, it's to you at number 9, King of the Hill.
I have a feeling David's going to do something to this, but I really enjoy King of the Hill. It is like a comfort food. And I love Bobby. The whole, that's my purse, I don't know you, is hilarious. So I'm leaving it alone.
I don't like this show. I think it's overrated. I think Beavis and Butthead is actually better. I just don't have anything I want to do with it right now because I'm feeling like I'm kind of trying to think strategic. Strategery. And yeah, I'm just going to let it be.
Dang it, Bobby.
And so that's the end of this round. We move to number 8 now. Jackson, it's Roseanne. Back to you at number 8.
We're going to leave it there.
All right. Cody, Roseanne at number 8.
I really want to do something.
We got a fair amount of items left. Everybody's got 3, except for Brian, who has 2.
Let's leave it.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to leave it too. Roseanne at number 8. I have no qualms with that. So it's Brian. Brian, yeah, it is your turn. You were last on this round, so it's Roseanne to you at number 8.
I would like to recast Roseanne,
wow! Please. Roseanne is gone. What are we recasting it with?
I want to bring Family Matters onto the board.
Nice!
That sounds crazy!
Family Matters.
Reginald Vell Johnson, Jaleel White, Steve Urkel, Laura. Come on.
Did I do that?
What a great show.
Yeah, so Family Matters moves up to number 8 in place of Roseanne. I feel like we just shook things up here. We just changed the hierarchy of Paste's 90s sitcoms list. And they thought they were so pro-black entertainment. Without Urkel, get out of here, Paste Magazine. Family Matters, Reginald Vell Johnson forever. Cody, you lead off this round. At number 7, The Larry Sanders Show. Paste says HBO's Larry Sanders was way ahead of its time. Prefiguring The Office and Arrested Development with single camera style, no laugh track, unlikable characters, and a world where celebrity and insecurity constantly collided. It was brutally funny, weirdly human, and anchored by Gary Shandling, Jeffrey Tambor, also of Arrested Development, and Rip Torn, all firing on all cylinders. In short, TV about showbiz people being pathetic before that became prestige catnip. Cody, what's your history with the Larry Sanders Show at number 7 here?
It is on like every countdown for this genre.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not allowed to watch it because we didn't have HBO. So I'm out.
Yeah. I think what most younger people wouldn't understand is Gary Shandling is one of the most underrated comedians of all time. I feel like people have kind of forgotten about him because he's old. He's older. He's passed on now, I believe. But Gary Shandling was hilarious. He had a certain kind of comedy that was very dry and could be very subtle and very self-deprecating. He's a guy who, in that old vein of comedian where they just kind of made fun of themselves a lot and made fun of their own culture. And I feel like I miss that. And I miss Gary Shandling. So iconic. I'm not doing anything with it. I think it belongs here. Brian?
I was doing my best to burn through my items, but I'm going to save them for this one. I'm going to leave it alone. I know that the Larry Sanders Show had a really nice meta layer in that they would have guest appearances from big celebrities who kind of cast shade on themselves in real life by pretending that behind the scenes, before the talk show, they were bad people or they were quirky or whatever, and then they'd go on the show and act normal and allow Larry Sanders to kind of play the straight man.
Yeah, it's one of those shows that I think like shows like Entourage don't exist if this show didn't come first.
Yeah. And like I said, like Cody, we didn't have HBO either. I haven't seen a lot of this until I was older, and just kind of understanding like what a cultural touch point and how like progressive the show was, I think it belongs on the list.
Yeah. Jackson, what do you think? Larry Sanders Show at number 7.
Well, I'm glad Brian feels like it belongs on the list. I, however, disagree. So I'm going to use my recast.
That sounds crazy.
Even after that pretty talk I gave about how he's iconic and Gary Shandling is an underrated comedian legend, you're still going to recast him?
I was planning this move while you were saying that.
Okay, what are we putting on, Jackson?
David, as long as we've got each other, we got the world spinning right in our hands.
Baby,
you and me, we gotta be
we
the
got each other.
luckiest dreamers to never quit dreaming. We're putting Growing Pains at number 7.
Okay, Growing Pains. Tell me the years Growing Pains runs.
It was in the 90s by a year or so.
Just barely. Growing Pains. Growing Pains?
Yes, Dave.
Kirk Cameron Growing Pains?
David.
Alan Thicke Growing Pains.
It allowed us to save Christmas. It gave us Robin Thicke
Saved Christmas.
for whoever
Wait,
that's for.
is that a good thing? I thought Robin
And
Thicke was canceled.
One Leonardo DiCaprio.
Very early Leo DiCaprio.
Cody is mad. Cody's
No,
upset.
I'm fine.
Were you a big fan of Larry Sanders Show?
You know me.
It's to me at number 6 is the Wonder Years. I'm not doing anything with that. Wonder Years belongs.
Keep it where it lies, please.
All right, Jackson.
Let it be.
All right, and here's Cody. Cody, the Wonder Years at number 6.
It's nuked.
You're a monster.
I don't know why you hate us, Cody.
This is what happens.
Shall we play a game?
Cody, tell us why you're nuking the Wonder Years.
It was good. I don't know if I'd put it in my top 25 even of 90s sitcoms. Like, I'd put Walker, Texas Ranger above it. I'd put A Different World above it. I'd put the Jeff Foxworthy Show above it.
I feel obligated to tell you that Walker, Texas Ranger is not a sitcom.
Yeah, there's a lot of shows I'd put above it. So, and you all kept rocketing it, and I'm like, no, not anymore.
This is what happens when you don't let Cody talk Growing Pains, by the way.
Cody got mad. I knew he got mad on that last one.
He wanted that Leo fact.
I wanted to share something, but
We
it
don't
didn't
have a
get-
fourth microphone
Yep.
yet, and he's having to share with Jackson. And Cody got visibly upset
Yes.
on the Growing Pains
So
thing.
you all lost out on the Wonder Years.
On to the list, that makes way at number 20 for a show called Home Improvement, which I can only assume Pace did not include because they don't like Tim Allen.
We've been talking about problematic people the whole show.
They were like, we're letting Roseanne in. Tim's not invited. Well, we just invited him back. Sorry, Pace Magazine.
Zachary Ty Bryan heavy episode.
Well, you know, we feel for Zachary Ty Bryan. Growing up famous is not easy, even if we think it would be because we're not famous. That's to me, right? No, I was let off that round. So we go to the next round. It's Brian.
With Fresh Prince of Bel-Air now.
Yeah, we're in the top 5. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to you, sir, at number 5.
I just want to take a moment to acknowledge Will Smith and Uncle Phil's hug on Will Smith's 14th birthday when his dad didn't want him. And he has that tearful scene. I can pull up a YouTube clip of that and cry anytime.
Wait, was he supposed to be 14 in that scene?
He had 14 birthdays without his dad in the scene, so I don't know how old he was meant to be.
I was like, he looks like he's 28 in that scene.
He might have been 23.
Jackson,
Either way, keep it.
Jackson Fresh Prince at number 5.
Right where it belongs.
Yep. All right. Cody, Fresh Prince at number 5.
Let's leave it be.
All right. I'm also going to leave it at number 5. Fresh Prince belongs there. We go to number 4 to you, Jackson. Number 4 on this list is a show called Frasier. Pace Magazine says Frasier somehow made fussy, overeducated snobs lovable to a mass audience by turning their pettiness, jealousy, and emotional dysfunction into elite-level comedy. It balanced smart comedy credentials with enough relationship humor and romantic frustration to keep it from floating off into wine and cheese orbit. A show where people argue in opera tickets and still somehow made America laugh. Pace Magazine going hard again in the paint. Jackson, where are you at with Frasier at number 4?
I was not the target audience for this. It's a little too hoity-toity for my taste, but I'm going to leave it there for future investments.
All right. Cody, Frasier to you at number 4.
It was a great show. Might be the best spin-off series.
Why do I feel like it's not a surprise that Cody loved Frasier? I feel like Pace Magazine would not like Cody.
Niles from Frasier was on Broadway doing Monty Python Spamalot when I went and watched Monty Python Spamalot. So I really enjoyed it, and it will stay where it's at.
All right. I'm going to snipe it.
I never shot nobody. I didn't have to.
I feel like it only knocks it down to number 9.
How is Murphy Brown still on this list?
It keeps escaping. It's evading. It's evading. The game has problems, Cody. There's some cons to this game, and Murphy Brown has escaped every time. Frasier moves down to number 9. That brings Fresh Prince of Bel-Air back to you at 4, Brian.
Since Fresh Prince keeps coming up, I'd like to take a moment to remember Raphael de la Gâteau. Cannons to the right of them, cannons to the left of them. Keep it where it's at.
Brian's clearly a big fan of the Fresh Prince. We move to the next round. Top 3, Cody. NewsRadio. Pace says NewsRadio was one of the best cast sitcoms of the era, an absurdist workplace comedy that didn't care much about sitcom structure or making its people grow. It was fast, weird, sharp, and powered by an incredible supporting cast, especially Phil Hartman and Stephen Root. Cody, what are you doing with NewsRadio at number 3?
Oh, I love NewsRadio so much. Dave Foley was hilarious. Stephen Root. The only reason I don't think that as many people know it today is because Phil Hartman dies, and they have to have like a his character is dead episode. Mm-hmm. This is where I get introduced to Joe Rogan, Andy Dick, John Lovitz is in the show some, Lauren Graham. We're going to rocket it.
Yes.
What?
Rocket News Radio.
This is some weird stuff right here. I don't even know what to do. NewsRadio goes up to number 1. Now it's Seinfeld. To me, this is what Pace Magazine says about Seinfeld. Pace says Seinfeld rewired sitcom DNA by rejecting sentimentality, romance arcs, growth, and moral lessons in favor of petty selfishness, social irritation, and everyday misanthropy. It was massively influential, endlessly quotable, and created a whole cultural vocabulary out of people being terrible in low-stakes situations. So yes, it was about nothing, if by nothing you mean the entire modern human condition. I would agree. I think Seinfeld's great. I'm going to rocket it. So now Seinfeld moves up to number 1. It is now NewsRadio, no, The Simpsons to you, Brian. The Simpsons, Pace says Peak Simpsons was the best written show on TV with absurd joke density, every kind of comedy imaginable, and a cast of characters so iconic they basically colonized the culture. At best, it moved at hyper speed, kept landing joke after joke, and defined what animated primetime comedy could even be. This is the you can argue with it, but good luck pick. Homer alone has probably been quoted more than half the people on this list combined. The Simpsons to you at number 3, Brian.
The Simpsons is more famous. I mean, it's still running to this day. It started in 89. It continues. It has quite a legacy behind it. We have King of the Hill on this list. We have to have The Simpsons by comparison. I will use my last item, the switcheroo on it, but not for the reason you might think. I'd like to switcheroo The Simpsons up in place of NewsRadio. I want to keep NewsRadio at 3 to save it from Jackson.
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
Unbelievable strategery going on here. He switches it up 1 spot to number 2. Jackson, it's NewsRadio to you. What are you going to do?
I thought he started this round. Did I strategery wrong?
You did strategery wrong.
That's unfortunate.
Cody started this round. So maybe a very big strategical error
could be
happens to the best of them, Coach.
How the turns have tabled.
Jackson has one shot.
We are going to switch and right a wrong from earlier and put Friends at number 3 where it belongs.
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
So Radio down to number 11. Friends moves into number 3, the top 3. And now we go to number 2. And it's me. I lead off this round. The Simpsons at number 2. I got nothing. The Simpsons is, like they said, like Pace says, it's hard to argue with The Simpsons. The Simpsons, whether you are a fan or not, you understand the impact it's had on the culture. So I'm leaving it there. Simpsons is fine with me in number 2. Brian?
I have no powers left.
Brian?
I've already spoken my piece on The Simpsons. I think it belongs on the list.
Jackson, you only have one item left. Will you use it on The Simpsons?
I will not.
You will not. Cody, you have also one item left. Will you
Let's
use it on the
switch News Radio. Strategery.
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
Cody is now itemless, and his unabashed fandom of News Radio brings it back up to number 2 and knocks The Simpsons all the way down to number 11. This takes us to the final round. Brian, you have no items left, so you can do nothing with Seinfeld at number 1.
I would like to recognize Seinfeld, though. It's a great show. Created how many zeitgeisty even phrases that we adopted from the show. They invented. They had a lot of cultural phenomena come in and out of the show. Double dipping chips, shrinkage, everything else that they talk about on the show. I mean, it's a great show. It belongs at number 1. It's great.
Jackson?
Here it goes.
Number 1, Seinfeld.
Overrated trash. Get it off my list. I've never understood people's fascination with this show. It's god-awful. Problematic people.
Mass hysteria! The nuke!
Shall we play a game?
I've been waiting for that the entire list. It was going there no matter what.
Somehow Murphy Brown continues to survive.
Dave, will you be switching Murphy Brown?
I don't think I can do that. This does allow Boy Meets World to move in at number 20. Boy Meets World is on the list because of Jackson's nuke. This goes to Cody. I'm assuming at number 1 you wouldn't have any items left anyways, but I'm assuming you have no problem with News Radio being at number 1.
News Radio is a quality show, David.
It is. It is a good quality show. There are so many things. I get the honor of going last here.
You better not put Murphy Brown number 1.
I was just about to say, there's so many things on this list that I would rather do something to. I don't really care about News Radio enough to do anything with it, but I also don't think it's the best show out of all these. It's clearly not Murphy Brown. I would love to just trade in my item to just knock Murphy Brown off the list. I'm so mad that it somehow snuck through. No, Frasier's about right. Living Single's right. I think, okay, I got a switcheroo. That's what I got left. I'm using it to switch 2 and 1. I'm putting Friends at number 1. News Radio down to number 2.
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
That's gross.
Dave, you're a true American and a gentleman.
All right. So we have List Busted Paste's list. Here are our new List Busted top 20 of the top 90s sitcoms. At number 20, Boy Meets World. Number 19, Home Improvement. Number 18, South Park. Number 17, Wings. Cody's very happy about the Wings. Number 16, Married with Children. Number 15, Sex in the City. Somehow.
I don't know how.
Somehow it made it through. Number 14, Will and Grace. Number 13, The Drew Carey Show.
Probably should have been higher.
Number 12, Everybody Loves Raymond. Number 11, Martin.
Good theme song.
Number 10, The Simpsons. Number 9, Living Single. Number 8, Frasier. Number 7, Murphy Brown.
How?
Because old people need representation too, Cody. Number 6, King of the Hill. Number 5, Family Matters. That's got to be the surprise of the whole list. Number 4, Growing Pains, which represented in the 90s for all of a few months. Number 3, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Number 2, News Radio. And the number 1 sitcom of the 90s, according to our List Busted list, Pop Culture Pastor, is Friends.
You know, we were very close with them on News Radio. They had them at number 3. We had it at number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they almost nailed that one.
I mean, I guess, You just played a good game. Well played, sir, because I'd have knocked it lower if I could have.
How dare you?
Although Growing Pains probably wouldn't have made my list, if I'm being honest.
Can we talk about how Friends came back from the brink, being
Yeah.
eliminated and then rocketing up to number one?
Yeah,
It's
the
a
first thing that
Cinderella
happened
story.
was it gets sniped off the list. And
I almost walked out.
And Friends comes back.
I'm ready to start the list bust over again and start with Friends and move from there.
All right, what do you think of the new List Busted list? Let us know in the social media posts. Of course, we'll post the entire List Busted list, the new list here for you, and you can comment away on that and tell us why
And
Cody's wrong about News Radio.
Your love of wings.
And your love of wings and Tim Daly. Make sure and subscribe, follow us, and make sure and share. I don't even know if Pace Magazine's still a thing, but, tag away if they are. We'll see you next time.